Hey, ladies and gentlemen, real late, Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg, Atlanta's own. I'm going to go ahead and call them sort of cultural trendsetters, sort of guys who have been bubbling for a minute, and I think influencing a lot of people. EarthGang is in the building. How are you guys?
What's up?
Finally, first time getting to meet you guys.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Great time,
we be on YouTube and shit, high looking at you.
yeah. No one ever mentions that truthful part of when they're on YouTube. How much just sitting around being high is part of it.
Yeah, that's a major part. That's the whole point. That's what it works.
and I think people don't realize as artists, you know, some artists are too cool to pay attention, and then like I find the students of the game, which my guess is from watching what you guys do, you guys strike me as sort of students of the game.
For sure.
Is that accurate?
Yes. Yeah, gotta study.
I'm a student of life, bro. I study everything extra hard. Anything I do, I just kind of like I'm gonna think about it another way.
Yeah.
So you're from Atlanta. Take us musically. For each one of you? What has been your musical journey? Not career-wise, but just musical passion, love.
For me, as far as musical journey, I mean, I've been playing music all my life. Like I got like young pictures of me, like 3 or 4 years old, playing the piano, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing, just hanging around, just tickling the keys and stuff. But I mean, since then, it's just always been around in some fashion or form. Either my parents was playing music, they was making music, singing music, putting me on the music. The people around me was like into it. It's always been a curious thing. And then, moments strike where, me, myself, I jumped out on it, wanted to do some things, wanted to create this feeling that I've been feeling from it, wanted to be involved in it. That's before I met him. Then I met him, and we started to branch out in school, and then it just became kind of, the tree started growing, basically.
Who gave you that feeling musically? Like, do you remember, like, you have moments you could picture?
Yeah, of course. Like I run a lot of memories by my head, and I can remember when I was listening to certain songs. Like when I was going from middle school to high school, I was listening to Electric Ladyland a lot. When I remember when my friend gave me my first Sank On You CD. I remember when I first heard Get Rich or Die Trying. Like I remember when I first heard I'm just having a brain fart right there. That was crazy. But I remember when I first heard like Tupac and certain things, like just chilling in the van when I'm like 6 and 7 years old. Like I can remember these moments, and I'm like, wow, these are moments that I enjoy, that I agree with, that I love, and I want to continue to give these moments. So I mean, definitely, even when like after Prince died and they was just playing like all his stuff on like satellite radio just over and over and over, I was like, yo, like this is a moment right now. I don't know if anybody else is feeling this, but I love this, and I want to continue to like put these out there.
And for you, your story?
I mean, I almost all my musical passion to my pops. He you know what I'm saying? He played a bunch of instruments. He sang for a while in the 80s. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? My pops was like, you know what I'm saying, young dude. He was popping in the 80s and around his world. And then
how far did he make it?
Oh, he made it enough to the 90s, and then had me and my brothers, and then it was like,
Go ahead and take it.
I'm saying he was like, I'm a little real life. They ain't had no YouTube back then. He probably would have popped the YouTube was popping, but and then he featured on like some gospel projects when I was like coming up, and I just whatever. I used to be like, yeah, he does that. You know what I'm saying? My dad be singing all the time, whatever. And then I'm saying I started getting around it more. I played, in the band, played instruments, and I started getting around just studio environments a whole lot. I was always a dude freestyling in the parking lot, and they just kind of like grew. That's how we ended up meeting.
And so you guys went to high school together?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how were you? You were new friends in high school? What year of high school are we talking about?
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade. So ninth grade's a big new friend here.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where things get set.
It's a new friend. Yeah, it's like a new friends from old friend years too. Like middle school, they got some new friends and stuff. Like it's definitely a hodgepodge of, hey, let's kick it.
Yeah.
Let's do wild shit. Is that crazy?
And then you're like, whoa, is this my new friend? Is this my new best friend?
Yeah.
We're hanging out every day.
It kind of just happened. Like
we're watching Rap City together. What's happening?
Schedule?
Oh, this wild.
You guys are probably more 106 apart than Rap City, I'm guessing, from a schedule.
Only Rap City I could recollect is like, I remember Snoop freestyling one time, but I'm sure that was a rerun. I grew up on 106 apart. Free and AJ was when we was kids.
Yeah. Right.
Free and AJ, I remember like Free being like early, like she pushed me into puberty type shit. Like she the reason.
She hustled it along. Yeah, she was like, you know what, you need to.
What?
Yeah, Free was the reason. The freezing.
And is there anyone that you guys think about? Like, it was interesting. Our photographer out there wasn't familiar with you guys, and he saw the welcome thing. He's a hip hop head, so he Googled you guys real quick, and he said he was like surprisingly impressed, right? Like he was like, oh, this videos are pretty good. Kind of maybe he was like, they remind me of a little bit of. I could see the influence of. They have some Outkast, they have some Far Side. Like he referenced some stuff that he felt. Is there anyone that like created moments particular that you like? I specifically would love to be able to do something the way they did. Maybe not in terms of the way the music sounds.
Snoop Dogg.
Why Snoop? Why Snoop?
Bro, Snoop got endless moments, endless genres. He done hop through. He got endless everything, bro. Like Snoop Dogg.
You want your Snoop Lion moment, is what you're saying.
Man, you want your Snoop Lion moments. You want your what's the book of Bible of Love, whatever that's popping right now. Yo, we was listening to that.
Coach Snoop, want them Coach Snoop moments. I gotta get that Netflix, yo. I gotta get that Coach Snoop on Netflix,
Snoop moments, bro.
Gotta watch
Sexual
that,
seduction,
bro.
Snoop. You want that Coach Snoop?
Yo, sexual seduction, underrated Snoop moment.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If you had to pick away, you know what I'm saying, have them kind of moments, Snoop moments and whole moments. If you can get a good trifecta of that, and you know what I'm saying, maybe toss a Pharrell moment in there in your lifetime. And
Which Pharrell's had some moments too.
Pharrell's had some moments, yo.
Every moment.
Pharrell's moments kind of been continuous, and what I love about watching people in the culture grow is that there are people who you think of them in a certain space, right? Pharrell's a great example. Pharrell made it. Pharrell's one of the biggest producers in the game. Let's go back to 2008. Pharrell's one of the biggest producers in the game. You're like, it gets no bigger than Pharrell. You know, he's an icon, right? Great life, Pharrell. He's Pharrell. And then Happy happens.
Yeah.
And you're like, I didn't know there was a whole nother level for you to go to.
Exactly.
And now Pharrell can't walk down the street.
Right.
You know, like
right,
it completely changed. And Snoop's one of those guys. Now, Snoop's interesting because he couldn't walk down the street from his first moment.
Yeah.
Because the original Snoop Doggy Dogg moment.
The original moment. The original moment.
Yo, that was like the parents, you know, not wanting their kids to buy the album.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
I don't know what year the album came out, but I know that was
93.
Okay, see, I wasn't even listening to music back then.
What were you, like 5 years old?
No, I was like 3. Like
3 years old.
2 turning 3 to turn 3. Then
November 1993. A lot of people don't remember this. November 93 is the year of Doggy Style and Midnight Marauders by a Tribe Called Quest. That was like 2 weeks apart.
That's wild.
See, you get geeked just even talking about the moment.
Crazy.
You just put that on me. I didn't even know that because both of them albums.
Oh my God.
Both of them albums, I ain't even really hit to like high school, college.
Yeah, I remember my man's put me on the Midnight Marauders,
right.
yo. Like my best bet, like the youngest dude I've known all my life. It's like, bro, listen to this. He put me on something. He put me on Little Brother, Midnight Marauders, like put me on like stuff that, you know what I'm saying, that they, like you said, that we wasn't listening to when we was young, just because, I mean, they ain't had a brain capacity. Like,
you got some, there has to be that person
to worry about food.
Put you on.
Right, who opens the door a little bit. So where does the relationship with JID start?
It started in high school, but like being from Atlanta, like you know so many people. So like our DJ who's been with us since high school as well, they grew up together, and his our DJ and like a lot of his cousins went to high school with us.
Yeah,
so
I actually went to middle school. So our DJ, I met him through.
What's his name? Your DJ?
Batman. DJ Dark Knight.
DJ
Call
Dark
Batman for short.
I'm the DJ, so I always got to make sure the DJ gets his official shout out.
That's my dog. That's my bro, man. DJ Dark Knight, man. I know him since we was kids, bro.
Never treat him the way Biggie did Big Cap in that video. R.I.P. Big Cap.
Unless he deserve it.
What you doing, man? What you killing?
He be deserving shit, man. He be fucking up records. He deserving shit.
Yo, he actually showed us that video. It's so funny, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
he was like, don't ever do this to me.
Yo, man, he was going crazy.
Oh my God, that clip. Rest in peace, Big Cap. It's one of the funniest things.
Seen a couple DJs get spazzed on, man.
Oh no, it happens to all of us.
Professional courtesy. Our first tour we was on tour with Absol, and I remember his DJ had messed up some shit. That's the first time I ever seen a nigga like really like go off on the DJ. I was like, dang. So went in. I was like, okay, that's lit. Right on stage. Everybody was like, okay, and they cranked it back up and they showed me.
Well, that sometimes because here's what happens. The reason it happens, I believe, is it's not the DJ's fault necessarily. Often it's not, but it's embarrassing for the artist because they're the one in the front of the stage, right?
Yeah.
And the DJ is behind you, so you have a little bit of protection. So the artist just straight defers it onto him. And it's a little bit easier for the DJ to take it because, let's be honest, the crowd doesn't care as much about the DJ as they do the artist. You can survive it better.
Yeah.
Although it's funny, if you watch the Biggie Big Cap moment, you can see Biggie laughing. Like when it cuts back, he throws the bottle at him, and you can see him smiling.
like,
he knows
yo,
what he knows. It's not really Cap's fault. But anyways, so your DJ is what brought you connect you guys to JID.
Well, yeah, kind of. When we got to school, everybody was talking about, yo, y'all know this kid because Jill playing football at the school. Like, y'all know this school. He play football. He rap. He from Atlanta too. Like we like, nah, we the ones from Atlanta to rap. Like who y'all talking about? And he from the east side. We from the west side. So you know what I'm saying. That whole thing is existed in Atlanta forever.
And that's still a thing.
It's not crazy as it was.
Nah,
it's not. But I'm talking about just the fact that you know.
It's just a distance.
Yeah,
it creates a distance. Right.
So you like he was recording in this little, you know what I'm saying, dorm room studio, and he was out for football practice. While he was at practice, we got in there. They played a record for us. They asked us to hop on it, like the other dude, the engineer did. So we hopped on the record. G come back from football practice, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, what the hell going on? He like listen to it, like, okay, I kind of rock with these dudes. After that, we was just rapping together all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? We after that, we was like boys, bro. We was like besties. Like,
so who made the Dreamville connect first?
We did.
We all did. We on road with Absol. Jig went with us on the tour. That was the craziest tour ever. Like, it was our first official tour. 50 cities, 7 to 8 of us in the back of a Chevy Traverse with luggage. We riding, our manager riding. Our other manager hopping along with us on the tour. We just city to city to city to city to city. So I mean, like we really paid our dues right there. You know, yeah. Shout out to TD.
It's amazing how
shout out to Punch too, for real.
Oh, word. Was Punch the one who first heard you?
Yeah, because he really was like, yo, y'all can make that happen.
You gotta mention Top at all time. Now, shout out to Punch indeed. It's interesting how much things are connected through, like how much hip hop is connected, and more people are connected than people realize. Guys, your new project's coming out when? You can't say?
Yeah, surprise,
it's coming out soon.
You guys don't like surprises?
It's coming out this year. It's coming out soon, definitely.
We're gonna give you all
Well, you're
surprises.
here, so I feel like it has to be soon.
It's on the way.
Because you're here with the label, so like this feels like this is coming soon.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm glad. Next time we come through, we'll do more. I want to have you guys kick some rhymes.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff going on today, but I'm just glad we made time to do it. I'm excited to meet you for the first time.
Nah, this is dope.
Be nice to your DJ.
Oh, we love him. Hey, it wasn't Cap, like you said, it wasn't Cap fault. The vinyls was melting.
They were melting in the heat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we don't mean to. I don't know if you guys watched the episode of Atlanta last week, but the engineer,
that's so funny,
the engineer's computer shutting down. And he's getting it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
You guys should leave.
It's so ill. Anyway, guys, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
EarthGang, real late.
All right.